Hello everyone and welcome to Racing League Hub and welcome to the circuit Zandvoort in the Netherlands. It's me again, the entity. It's a Thursday night, it's C4 and it's time for qualifying. Quite a few drivers heading out to the circuit straight away here. No time wasted at all. And it hasn't taken too long for, it looks like, light BHA 48 already starting the banter in the chat tonight. We want Fretty. You're not going to get him. You're going to have to deal with me. A lot of love to Fretty stepping in the past couple of weeks in my absence. I really appreciate that. But enough about me, on to the action for today as we're riding with Annoyed Gamer, looking to set first lap on the circuit. Couple of drivers chancing their first couple of laps on the medium tyres. Looks like we have got a spinner already, and it is Ugler in the Ferrari. And it looks like we've now got the other Ferrari as well, going for a bit of a spin there at turns 9 and 10. As MB Gold sets the first time of qualifying of a 1 minute 12.5, and that's beaten by Annoyed Gamer there, going over 1 minute 12.0, both on the soft tyres. A good opening lap for both of those drivers. And the Destroyer on the medium tyres. We're going to keep the for Destroyer. I said it gave him a sense of importance. The Destroyer on the medium tyres, being able to keep up with the pace, doing a 1 minute 12.4. Good to see Goon racing again. Goon missed the last race out on, I'm trying to remember where we were last week. It was in Canada. Goon now 5th in the Drivers' Championship, looking to make some of those places up again. One driver looking to make amends for Canada will be MB Gold. Had a fantastic qualifying, but had a nightmare in the race, and it looks like we have got a spinner. And it is Snell Henk getting beached there in the gravel. Just on the outsides of what looks like turn 10. Just making sure they rejoin the circuit safely. As we ride on board with Apex Motion Club. I haven't seen anything from the Apex Army tonight, not yet. If you're watching, please let us know. Apex Motoring Club scoring some good points last week out, pushing themselves up to 6th position in the standings. As we got some yellow flags in sector 1, just looks like a slow moving AlphaTauri. Just letting some drivers through. Likewise, Apex Motoring Club not going quicker, so just letting some drivers through in a very adventurous fashion. I'd expect nothing less from Apex Motoring Club. As we see Goon now back on their outlap. Back out on the soft tyres as well. Obviously we're on board with RPM Juggers and we have yellow flags in sector 3. That's all clear. Presumably a driver slowing down to go into the pit lane. And we have got some support there for the Apex Army, Liam Casey. And there we did also have a bit of support last week, if I remember correctly, for Double. And what a drive they had in the race. Yet to leave the pit lane, yet to set a time. As it looks like we've got an incident between SVW and Berlin Blues. SVW hasn't got a front wing. Be interesting to see if there was contact between the two drivers or whether they both synchronised off the circuit. As we just pick up on Goey out on the track. Goey, who went missing, didn't race a couple of the races. He got Skipper spun in front of him there on the final bend. So Goey's going into the pit lane there. Goey got a very, very smart second place last week out. We will ride on board with Goo, who is up by 0.4 as they complete sector 2. This could be close. Speaking of sector 2, it does look like we've got a spinner again at a turn 10, providing difficulty for some of the drivers. And with Goo with DRS open, goes fastest there with 1 minute 11.5. That's what happens when you look at adverts on YouTube whilst you're meant to be commentating on the racing. So that's Goon looking to continue where they left off. So far with 2 podiums and the 1 win under their belts, looking to double the wins. Get another podium today. As we pick up with Snell Henk, using all of the circuit and the final bend. And it's an improvement of a whole second for Snell Henk, gets them up to 6th position out on the circuit. And talking of improvements, a whole 9 seconds faster for Giano. Manages to get a 1 minute 12.4, which is enough for 7th position at the moment. Quite a few of the drivers remaining in the pit lane. And MB Gold is not one of them. 0.8 up. to the line. Must have been an error with the graphic. It's only 0.1 up for the first sector, but it is a purple first sector, so the fastest driver out there around that part of the circuit. And 0.3 up at the end of sector 2, so the final couple of corners to go. 0.3 would be enough for them to get pole position provisionally. And it's enough for MB Gold there, 1 minute 11.2. So it's currently pole for MB Gold, looking to continue a fine bit of form in qualifying for them. As we see, a lot of the drivers now heading out to the circuit with just 6 minutes remaining on the session. Looking to get potentially 2 more hot laps done on the circuit. Is double 79 racing tonight? Bourne, they are. They're on their out lap just now. And we will make sure we catch a lot of that lap just for you. As Goon having to go a bit slow on the circuits after doing track limits on their out lap. Apex Motoring Club backing out of that one as we flick to Goey. Looks like we might have an incident on the exit of the final turn, and it's a purple sector 2 for Goey. And MB Gold has managed to crash on the final bend. We'll see as Goey goes through whether the car has been recovered. And it has. And Goey coming into the pit lane there. A bit of a wide line through 11 and 12, but looking to very much set a time, I presume here is double. And there's enough for 15th position so far. And Destroyer now on the soft tyres, able to improve on their time and get to 1 minute 11.5 to second position, puts themselves on the front row of the grids, and into the pits they will go for their final run. And we see on board there Goon setting the fastest time of the session with a 1 minute 11.1. MB Gold now out of the session, so won't be able to reply. So now the question is, will MB Gold be able to hold on to a front row? And improvement there for Huss, is able to get up to 4th position. Battling out with their teammates for 4th and 5th position, the AlphaTauris. And it does look like we've got a spinner on the final bend, and it's Phillip Hogston. Be interesting to see, they were in the way of Snell Henk there. It might only be an outlap, but that is when the drivers are looking to pick up a lot of speed and start their lap. Quite a few drivers heading out onto the circuit already, Snell Henk being one of them. 1 whole second up. I think that might be a glitch. I think that might be what they were doing on their last lap. They're 0.1 up for this lap. Snell Henk looking to get into the top 10 of qualifying. Round turn 10 they go. Onto the DRS detection zone 1. As we have got what looks like an Aston Martin spinning at turn 10. But we are going to stay with Snell Henk as they do not improve on the circuit. Let's quickly see if we can find out which Aston Martin it was, and it's the Destroyer. Might be up there in third position so far, but consistency is what is crucial. Hoping not to make those errors come the race. Annoyed Gamer not improving on their time. Again, that could just be the graphic playing up on us. And going straight to the pit lane. So, 50 seconds remaining in qualifying as track limits for SVW. Apex Motoring Club. See if they can improve on their time on the circuits. Currently in 7th position. Using as much of the track as possible. And they are 0.2 quicker. This could be enough to get Apex Motoring Club into the top 5. Around the final bend, on turns 13 and 14, onto the main straight, and it is enough for 5th position for Apex Motoring Club. See, the Destroyer is going quicker as well. Let's see if they can take that podium, take the front row on the grid, and they can't. It is an improvement, but they can't take the front row of the grid from either Goon or MB Gold. MB Gold getting very lucky after spinning out. We will just flick back down to SVW. And we'll also flick down to RPM Dragos. Not a good qualifying so far for the Ferraris. Can Argular improve that? No, they can't. So it looks like the Ferraris are going to be starting at the back of the grid. RPM Dragons also not improving on their time or position. And I don't believe SVW improved either. So confirmation of the grid, the starting grid. We have got Goon starting on pole with MB Gold capping out the front row. 3rd position we have got the Destroyer. With 4th we have got Huss. In 5th position we have Apex Motoring Club. I'm sure the Apex Army are going to be happy with them starting in 5th. 6th position is Jarno. Very good qualifying by them. Annoyed Gamer in 7th, SVW in 8th. 9th we have Skipper, 10th, coming out the top 10 is Goey. And 11th we have Snell Henk, 12th is Double. 13th we have Phillip Hogston. 14th RPM Dragos. And capping out the Racing League Hub points position so far, permitting they can finish the race. And 15th is Goran Potner. 16th we have Ugler. And 17th is Berlin Blues, the 2 Ferrari drivers. Look into the chat, seeing some comments, seeing a lot of support for Apex Motoring Club. The Apex Army are in full force. Jacob Heather not impressed by their driver double. They didn't have a great qualifying last week out, but they did make up the places in the race. And I have got confirmation that the weather is meant to be clear for the race. It's me being a typical Brit and asking about the weather. As the drivers get ready to start the formation lap. And we have issues there for RPM Dragos and Ugla. Both going to be starting on what would be cold tyres. The drivers currently going to be warming up their tyres on the circuit, making sure they're at optimum temperature. It's good to see again though another good turnout at C4. 17 drivers to be starting the race. Might be helped with it's on a Thursday. Obviously on the Tuesday and Wednesday, drivers not able to make some of the sessions due to other commitments such as the football. Now I've mentioned football, I have to mention Brighton Hove Albion. Been the reason why I couldn't commentate last night. And speaking of blue and white teams, the Williams of SVW will be looking to make a good start and avoid some of the contact that is more than inevitable at turn 1. All the way through to turn 4. They will be racing at a lot of speed and it's quite a tight circuit, so do expect a lot of incidents on the circuit as well as a potential safety car. As the last of the drivers just make their way to the back of the pack. Pretty sure Double is a Palace fan. The respect has gone downhill. And looks like we've got Light BHA, I believe, races in C2. So 97 people managed to finish in C2. See how many they can finish in C4 tonight. As we have lights out and away we go. And it's MB Gold with a good start on the inside of Goon. And we have got a couple of spinners. But it looks like every driver is going to have completed Sector 1 on the opening lap. We'll just wait for all of the drivers to cross the line on the lap before we do give confirmation of the running order. As you see Huss taking an interesting line there, a couple of drivers making their way past. And we have got a spin there for Goey. That's the exit turn 10. As we catch up with the leaders. So MB Gold utilising the inside line is going to go across the line in first position so far. Looks like we have got another incident. It's RPM Dragos facing the wrong way, and Berlin Blues is also out of the session. Looks like they've had an incident on the final bend. So as we say, we got a virtual safety car on the circuit. It's a prime opportunity to have a little look at the proceedings. Just see that there are some penalties for Goon and for Huss. 5-second penalties each. So in terms of position change, it's MB Gold who was able to get the good start on the inside line, get ahead of Goon. The Destroyer managing to hold ground in third. The safety car has been deployed, the full safety car that is. The Annoyed Gamer up 3 positions. Likewise, behind them is SVW in those blue and white stripes of the Williams. Apex Motoring Club losing out on that 1 position. They're currently sitting in 6th, and in 7th position we have got Double. As we were mentioning earlier on, Double very good at making up places in the race, and they've done just that again. Into 7th position. Skipper also making up a place. 8th, and Snell Henk up 2. Ugler, the first of the Ferraris. The other teammate being out of the session now, but Ugler's now up to 10th. A couple of drivers heading into the pits. There's Goon into the pit lane, looking to serve their 5-second time penalty as well. And that looks like Goon's going to rejoin the track in 11th position. But it was a horror start for Jarno. Looks like they were caught on the inside of turn 1, facing the other way. I suppose it's only ground to gain from here. So with the pit stop there for Goon, Apex Motoring Club has not lost a position, nor have they gained a position. So sitting comfortably in 5th place. Apex Motoring Club and Double looks to have made a bit of contact under the safety car, and it looks like both the drivers have just picked up 5-second time penalties. So I'm sure we will be seeing some footage of sorts in the stewards room in the next couple of days in regards to that incident. As we just have a little look into the comments in the chat. Got Double needing to perform tonight. They are doing that so far, although yes, they have got a 5-second time penalty. I've just cut myself off, as it looks like some drivers are going at full speed and the safety car is out on the circuit. I am hoping we have not got a repeat of Austria here. The Austria race that had to be rescheduled. As it looks like we've got a bit of a spin there for Apex Motoring Club. But I'm still not entirely sure as to what is happening on the circuit. On our screen we've still got waves yellow flags. Safety car is out on the track. The safety car sign being portrayed all around the circuit as well. Apex Motoring Club heading into the pit lane. So we will just flick to the leaders. And we'll just see what they might be seeing on the circuit. You can still see the safety car sign is out on the circuit. And we'll just see if they rejoin behind the safety car or if they're overtaking it. And it looks like they're going to rejoin behind it. Very interesting. The only presumption I've got is that there might have been a bit of contact behind the safety car, so the safety car had to let the drivers through and re-bunch them up. But I honestly have no idea. So it does look like we're going to get a couple more laps under the safety car. Just in case 3 laps wasn't enough for everyone. So just seeing some of the tyres out there on the circuit. The top 8 all on those soft tyres. Safety car is going to be in this lap. And everyone else on the medium tyres, except from Apex Motoring Club, looking to make up some of those places after that spin and that stop under the safety car. So looking to do a bit of a longer stint on the hard tyres. As MB Gold controls the pace. Round turns 13 and 14. And we will shortly get going again on the circuit. And it looks like we're going straight away. Bit of a late decision to defend there by the Destroyer. Annoyed Gamer switched to the outside. Looks like there wasn't any access there, but a bit of contact from SVW going in a bit too hot at turn 3. So they got some damage to the end plate as well. They are going a bit slower, and Double is going to make the move done as well. Double now into 4th position. And SVW does start falling back. And Uglar in the Ferrari getting past Snell Henk. Fantastic overhead shots as we get here at Zandvoort. And it looks like Snell Henk might have a problem as well. So the Destroyer looking to stay with MB Gold. See no DRS just yet. Let's see a couple of drivers in the pits. Snell Henk and SVW both in the pits together. That's not going to end well for the Williams. So somewhat under the radar. Up 10 positions from 16th on the grid to 6th is currently Uglar in the. And also making their way back through the pack is Goon, now in 7th position. As driver to be on the hard tyres. Oh no, we've got a Snell, Henk, Huss and SVW who all came in into the pit lane. And we'll see. And Ugla, who do make their way through to first and second. Well, Potner also getting ahead of them as MB Gold rejoins in 5th place with the hard tyres. And the Destroyer went for soft compound tyres. MB Gold nearly making contact there. We have got a safety car out on the track. As we just get the confirmation that after this safety car we have got Ugla now in the lead of the race. Goon making their way back through the pack. That early pit stop is now in 2nd. Goran Potner had a very good qualifying last week out in Canada. Up 12 positions, currently in 3rd. With Phillip Hogston now up to 4th. Fresh hards was the tyre selection for MB Gold, who did come into the pits last lap out from the lead of the race. The Destroyer deciding not to match the strategy, but to instead go for the soft compound tyres. As Ugla makes a late decision to pit, that will probably put them out to the back of the pack. As SVW is just going to be catching up with the safety car. Ugla the only driver to pit that lap round. Got confirmation on the screen there of the tyres that everyone is on. The oldest tyres out there on the circuit are Goran Potner on 9-lap old mediums and RPM Dragos also on the same. Only one retirement so far, and that is Ugla's teammate, Berlin Blues in the Ferrari. Hopefully we don't get the repeat incident under the safety car this time round. But Apex Motoring Club managing to sneak into the top 10 there after that early spin. Also has served a 5-second time penalty. That's no longer there to their name. So I'm sure the Apex Army very happy to be sitting there in the points. The safety car is going to be coming in this lap, sitting in the points on the hard tyres. It's not a bad place to be. Annoyed Gamer sitting probably even more comfortable ahead of them. On the soft tyres, a fresh set. And will the Destroyer be able to get a good enough start? Will they be able to overtake Goey early on and utilise those fresh soft tyres? As the safety car is in, and it's on Goon to release the pack. Goon not in any rush at all for this, and it looks like they have gone. They have backed up the pack. We have got an incident at the back of the pack between Huss and Snell Henk. But we are racing again. It's just yellow flags in sectors 1. Apex Motoring Club getting right up the back of the Destroyer. The Destroyer does go off the circuit. It looks as though the Destroyer has got damage. They are missing a front wing. Apex Motoring Club able to make the move and get up to 6th position, but that gap to 5th now at 3 seconds. So they're going to be having to hunt that one down. As we have yellow flags in sector 2. To ride on board with Double. Looks like Double is going to be having to defend hard there from the Destroyer, who is to say still racing on without a front wing. And Annoyed Gamer looking to pick up pieces, and has managed to make contact into the back of the Destroyer and has also damaged the front wing. An absolute nightmare for the Annoyed Gamer. So you've got Double, Annoyed Gamer and Destroyer all in the pits, and SVW joining them as well. MB Gold in the pits again. A change of front wing, so they must have been caught up in some of the chaos as well. It's been a fantastic getaway from Goon, who's managed to stay out of trouble. That early pit stop has helped them so far, as they are now the leader of the race by 2.6 seconds on the circuit. Phillip Hogston just looking to try and stay within the DRS zone of going ahead, but they are under pressure from RPM Dragos. We will stay with this battle as they approach turns 13 and 14. So we have yellow flags in sector 2. And it looks like we might have had another incident there involving the Destroyer. And it does look like it could be a routine overtake there, or not. Very late on the brakes from Phillip Hogston, and manages to keep the position in 4th. RPM Jagos not fighting too hard, knows that this is a long race, not a sprint, and the safety car is out on the circuit again. And it's Snell Henk who's out of the session. They were battling with the Destroyer and with Huss. Unfortunately, we didn't see what's happened there. Let's see if the car has reset off the track as Goon goes by. Might be able to give us an indication. And they're just parked on the exit of turn 9. So one person this safety car will suit will be Apex Motoring Club on those hard compound tyres. Not needing to pit, but needing to preserve the tyres. They will be doing so under the safety car conditions. As we see Annoyed Gamer and Double also on fresh hard tyres. SVW and MB Gold on soft tyres. MB Gold looking to make up for what has been a horrible couple of laps for them, going from being in the lead of the race down to currently in 12th position. But no doubt with a composed head we'll be able to make up some of those places and score some good points. So as we do see the tyre usage on the track, we have got the front runners on 10 lap or older medium tyres. Again, that does play into the hand of Apex Motoring Club as well. Does it play into the hand of Ugler, who has found themselves in a very good position? Up 11 places is Ugler on the soft tyres, only 3 laps old. Plenty of life still left in them. And if they are able to make a move on Apex Motoring Club on the restart, there's no reason why they shouldn't be hunting down the top 3 by the time that they all need to pit as well. Goran Potner, a fresh set of hard tyres, looking to play the long game, but in 6th position. Again, another comfortable driver so far. Fresh set of mediums went on for Phillip Hogston. In 7th position, again scoring some good points there for Phillip. And Jarno as well on fresh set of hard tyres. So a mixture of strategies out there on the circuit. Very hard to create a strategy on a circuit like this, and you never know when the next safety car is going to be. So RPM Dragos we just ride on board with, going to be starting under the safety car in third position. RPM Dragos had a very good drive out in Bahrain until they got caught up in an incident. Well, on to scoring some very good points, I believe, if my memory is correct. Hopefully looking to fulfill that potential and score some good points today. Safety car's not coming in this lap. No doubt will be in on the next one. Our safety car is in this lap. That was a very late notice. Just as all the drivers catch up to the back of the safety car, is going to get us going again. And away Goon goes. A good bit of a gap for Goon, but the action is going to be further back, and Apex Motoring Club looking to make a move on RPM Dragos. We've got yellow flags in sector 3, not sure what that's about. All the drivers do look like they have made their way through turn 1. Apex Motoring Club going for a move on a gap that isn't really there, and it's going to lose a position themselves to Annoyed Gamer on fresher hard tyres. As we see Jono making a move on the inside on turn 8 of double, and we have got an incident on the circuit. It is SVW facing the wrong way on the exit of turn 9. I feel like I've been repeating myself. A lot of spinners at turns 9 and 10. SVW the latest. Looks like they have got themselves going again. And Goon has managed to pull out 2 seconds already on Goey. RPM Dragos still keeping up. And the Annoyed Gamer. It looks like we've got another incident on the circuit, and it's double at the exit of turn 14. Able to keep the car going. Just seeing if they've got any damage. It doesn't look like they do. But those tyres will most probably be lit up, so we'll need to take it easy for the first couple of corners. As we go to Phillip Hogston. Oh, and we have got a spinner there as well in the background. We did just see Ugla. Oh, a big crash on the circuit. Ugla coming back across the circuit, and they look to have taken out Huss. That was very unfortunate for Huss. Ugla got a drive-through penalty for the severe collision. I'm sure we'll see that in the stewards' room in the next week. We have got a safety car on the circuit, and even though it's only a video game, you've got to wish that the driver is all okay. I have heard from the medical team that the driver in Huss's car is okay. Seeing some of the comments, some people disappointed by some of Double's moves. As that's why we have got our own stewarding system here at Racing League Hub. So drivers are encouraged to record their gameplay, submit the footage of any incidents, and let the stewards allocate any penalties that are necessary. And speaking of necessary overtakes, Apex Motoring Club has got some question marks around them as well, with a bit of a dive at the inside. There was earlier on there on turn 3, but both drivers seem to be okay with that one. And lots of negativity in the chat. I know we haven't had too much racing, there's quite a few safety cars. But maybe a bit more support wouldn't go down amiss for some of the drivers. As we see, the chat still quite heated. We do see a couple of the penalties out on the circuit, double with a 5-second time penalty and be gold as well. And Ugler getting a drive-through penalty, which obviously cannot be served during the safety car. And at this current safety car, it's a good time to save, whilst we've got a lot of comments flowing in, to make sure you are liking and subscribing to Racing League Hub on YouTube, but also following us on all of the socials, be that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, seeing all of the content that is going to be released in the next coming weeks. So the safety car is going to be in this lap as we complete lap 20 of 36. It's going to be Goon to get us going again. And same story as last time, with some old mediums at the front. Some fresher hard runners just behind them. And Goon is gone. And again has been able to pull out a nice gap to Goey. And And the annoyed gamer getting ahead of Apex Motoring Club. A bit of the elbows out around turn 1 there. As Apex Motoring Club looking to make a move on RPM Dragos. Doesn't make it work that time. And does end up ceding the position to Apex Motoring Club. Always difficult for Grip coming out of turn 4. Skipper getting past Phillip Hogston, running a bit deep. Phillip Hogston will have a go back at this. But that is well defended. Some good positioning of their car by Skipper. Backs Phillip Hogston, and now they looks like they are going to be in some trouble. MB Gold getting past Jarno. Two side by side. And Jarno keeping it round the outside. And the inside of turn 12. Just worried that we're going to have a bit of a collision from Destroyer. MB Gold taking a bit of a weird line, but no contact was made. And we have got a spin, and it's SVW again. Spinning on the circuit. And spinning some more. I'm sure they'll be able to get themselves going again. And in fact, they have not. They are out of the session. So 13 drivers now remain. If you finish the race, you're going to get some points. There we go. We got some positivity in the chat there. I'm sure Double will redeem himself during the race. Hopefully the drivers will be able to let the driving do the talking out on these circuits. As we really have got a race heating up here between the drivers on the medium tyres. The battle for 7th, 8th and 9th as DRS is now available. As we've got another incident. The Destroyer picking up a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Ugler. And B Gold pitting again, also has damage to their front wing. No damage to Double, so not sure whether Double was involved in the incident. As we will flick to RPM Dragos having a bit of a spin, nearly going back onto the circuit, which we did see take out a Huss earlier. RPM Dragos falling down to 10th as Annoyed Gamer, who was putting the pressure on, that's what we were just flicking to, was the Annoyed Gamer closing the gap on RPM Dragos. And the Annoyed Gamer now up to 3rd. We've got yellow flags in Sector 1, and MB Gold has again not got a front wing. Any spare front wings for the Alpine driver, as fastest lap of the circuit goes to Goon, looking to set some very fast laps on the 20 lap old medium tyres to go home with that extra points. Jarno picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As we see the race for 6th position still is on between Goran Potner, Phillip Hogston and Skipper. And we have got another spinner, and it's Apex Motoring Club. The Apex Army not going to be happy with that one. And has got the car stuck on something. Not sure if they're going to be able to get the car going or not. Apex Motoring Club has been disqualified for a session for parked in a dangerous location. That is the CPU taking control of the car and getting it out of the barrier. It is a shame to see that, but Apex Motoring Club being stuck in the barrier and unfortunately not able to continue on this circuit. As we do flick back to Skipper, looking to make a move on turn 1 on Goran Ponda, does make the move smoothly done. Skipper up to 5th position, with the sister Red Bull leading the race now by 5.2 seconds on this circuit. The commiseration messages already come in for Apex. Apex, jokes aside, I am actually pretty concerned. I'm sure the driver is okay, and that was a fastest time there by Destroyer on the circuit on fresher medium tyres, looking to do the remaining 11 laps on them. And it'll be interesting to see if any of the other drivers on the track are going to be looking to pit as well. 22 lap old mediums is not fun at any circuit. How are they going to fare here? The annoyed gamer looking to go the long way round. And I'm not entirely sure what's happened there, because that is MB Gold, who is a lapped car. I do understand that MB Gold does want to unlap themselves, but were they slowing down the other drivers through the first sector? We have got another spinner at the end of turn 1, and that is RPM Dragos, as the Destroyer really hunting down that extra point for fastest lap, setting another fastest lap of the circuit. In 10th position means they would score that bonus point, and I'm sure drivers ahead of them will be needing to pit at some point. Kuhn pulling out 7.7 seconds now to Annoyed Gamer, running in 2nd place. To see who we did get to get past, going as MB Gold now sets the fastest time, so maybe they were going fast enough to unlap themselves, as they were able to post a fastest lap time going into the pits. Let's see how this moves and see how they can return to the track. They were losing a few positions out there, but able to rejoin. It's going to be a battle for 6th and 7th with double, but Goey able to get out ahead on a fresh pair of soft tyres, so no doubt going for fastest lap as well. As Skipper's got another driver in sight, and it is Phillip Hogston. Phillip Hogston currently in 3rd position, occupying the final place on the podium. A very good drive by Phillip. Okay, interested to see if Phillip is able to keep Skipper at bay. As we see Apex Motoring Club joining the chat. And it's very sporting from Apex Motoring Club, defending the other driver. I know that Apex was hoping for rain tonight. They did also say it wasn't their best track. So we'll be seeing them next week in Britain. And hopefully they'll be able to finish and score some good points and please the Apex Army. And Skipper just outside of DRS range with Phillip Hogston, as the gap is starting to close between Goon and Annoyed Gamer. Not that it's of any huge concern, although could the Annoyed Gamer do another 8 laps on those hard tyres? Because I'm not sure Goon will be able to do another 8 laps on the mediums. Goon might be thinking to trade them in for a pair of softs. I think Phillip Hogston might have had a moment as Skipper all over the back of them now. The gap just 0.6 of a second as they go around the final bends. DRS on the start-finish straight. And just a bit too far back, Skipper, that time around. We flick to Goey, who's on the soft tyres, 1 lap old, chasing down Goran Potner and chasing down a top 5 position, chasing down their teammate in fact. One driver who has recently come into the pits as well is RPM Dragos onto the soft tyres. In 10th position will pick up a bonus point. They're able to get the fastest lap on the circuit and might even be able to hunt down the Destroyer. The Destroyer having a couple of horrible laps they did, got involved in a couple of incidents. In fact, a few times at turn 7. And that's why Destroyer is in 9th at the moment. 5 lap old mediums, so the race isn't over for them. MB Gold now setting the fastest time on the circuit. As Skipper has got past Phillip Hogston because Phillip has decided to trade in those old tyres and is on to a set of softs. A set that they done 2 laps on, so scrub set from qualifying. As Goey has been able to get past Goran Potner. So some good points at the moment for both the Red Bulls and the Haas teams. Still, we have 12 of the 17 drivers. 6 laps remaining on the circuit. As we have MB Gold on the fresh and medium tyres overtaking Goon. Goon still able to maintain that gap with only 5 laps remaining. There's still a gap of 7 seconds. We think Annoyed Gamer will be able to complete. Just as we were mentioning about Annoyed Gamer, it's the curse of the commentator again. Last week it was G Infamous. This week it's the Annoyed Gamer. They haven't lost a position, but they have lost a lot of time. And MB Gold is now out of the session. There is a late safety car as well. Let's see if that tempts anyone to do a late change for some soft tyres, or whether people are looking to maintain track position. So RPM Dragos going to be the first to go past the start finish, and they're going to go straight into the pits. Bit of a strange decision by them. They're already on the freshest set of soft tyres that they can be on. But they're going to go for a potentially fresher set of soft tyres. And Goon utilising the safety car and also utilising Annoyed Gamer having a bit of a moment at turn 3. Goon is in the pits for a fresh pair of soft tyres and a new front wing. Just see where Annoyed Gamer is. Annoyed Gamer will take the lead of the race as they've decided they're going to stay out on the circuit. And Skipper has also got past Goon. So this is no longer a race for the top 2 between Goon and Annoyed Gamer. Skipper has now announced themselves on the scene. And a few of the other drivers pitting onto soft tyres. The race, those last couple of laps, the sprint race is going to be quite interesting. Jarno has got a 5-second penalty, as does Double. But as long as they finish the race from now on out, they will be scoring some points. Double going to be serving that penalty. And on a fresh set of soft tyres. Likewise, RPM Dragos on those soft tyres. Doesn't look like they're going to be catching up or overtaking anyone. Starting to pit a bit later on. But it looks like we're going to have ourselves a sprint race here in Netherlands. 4 laps remaining. We have got the safety car. We do expect the safety car to be coming in the next couple of laps. And I reckon we're going to have around 3 laps of a sprint with Annoyed Gamer leading us out. Skipper on same lap old but medium tyres, looking to make that advantage count on Annoyed Gamer, whilst they're going to be fending off from our whole pack on fresh tyres, fresh softs, and a couple of not too old medium tyres as well. As we see in the chat, MB Gold saying that they spun but got caught up in some contact from Goon, and that meant that Goon had to have the front wing change, which has cost them track position, crucially. We do have the 2 Red Bulls, second and third. Phillip Hogston still in a good position as well, in 4th on the circuit. All we need is some of the drivers a bit further back to catch up with the safety car. I think Ugla's a bit too far back to catch this lap. I might be able to catch up by next lap. Does look like we're going to get one more lap of the safety car, just as Ugla still catches up. Which does this play into the hands of Annoyed Gamer? We will be finding out shortly. I do believe the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, meaning we will have a 2-lap sprint. I might need to have some water before we start that. Do make sure you are commenting in the chat. Who do you think is going to win this one? It's about to get interesting. Ugla fan with light BHA. I know that they're not a fan of the Aston Martins because I know that they race for Aston Martin in C2. That's my teammate, the one who took me out. Not salty about that at all still. The safety car is going to be in this lap. And we have support for Phillip Hogston. And they find themselves in a good position. Jarno and Goey not going to be finding themselves in good positions with the time penalties there. 5 seconds and 10 seconds for Jarno. Playing the mind games. Trying to make everyone else the annoyed gamer, some might say. 2 Red Bulls in the mirrors, and it's a good start by Annoyed Gamer. It's a bad start for Skipper, who's got into the pit lane. Phillip Hogston is up to 3rd. Annoyed Gamer has got the lead of the race, and Goon is going to be hunting them down. No time for second chances now. It's make or break stuff. If you're going to make the move, you need to make it now. And Goon is closing in on the Annoyed Gamer. Goon on fresher, soft tyres. The Annoyed Gamer somewhat a sitting duck. Double makes a move past the Destroyer. As we ride on board with Goon, the gap just 0.2, no DRS. And it's a good drive out from Annoyed Gamer, and it looks like Annoyed Gamer is going to live to fight for another lap, the final lap on the track. The gap just 0.3. Will Goon make a move into turn 3? Annoyed Gamer covers the inside. And again gets a good enough drive on the exit. Gary and Phillip Hogston both dropping back from the race for first. We have got yellow flags in sector 1. That is an incident involving Skipper, who's had a nightmare of a restart under the safety car. That's hoping that they can still finish the race and score some points. Goon right on the back of Annoyed Gamer. Gets a bit of a good drive out of it, but does then get a bit of wheel spin. Not going to be able to make the move. A bit of a late dive, thinks about it, decides not to. And it's all going to come down to the final turn on the final lap. We have got yellow flags. We've got another driver out, which looks like Ugler has had an incident on the outside of turn 10. Annoyed Gamer gets a very good drive out of the final turn. Goon is too far back. It's going to be a race win for Annoyed Gamer. Goon comes home in second. Phillip Hogston in third. Jarno does have the time penalty, so Goran Portner does go up to fourth and double to fifth after serving their penalty as well. Goey did obviously have the unserved penalty, so they've dropped back as well. The Destroyer managing to go to pick up sixth position. RPM Dragos to get 7th, Chardo 8th, Goey in 9th, Argula in 10th position, having that incident at the outside of turn 10 on the final lap, and Skipper also having incidents on the final lap there. Fastest lap was done by, I believe, Goey got the fastest lap on the circuit. The driver of the day, Phillip Hogston, and rightly so. We did have AJ Green supporting Phil. And they did have a fantastic drive, Phil, throughout the whole day there. As we see confirmation. So only up to 11 drivers finished out on the circuit. Annoyed Gamer picks up their first win of the season. Goon having to settle for second. It really was nail-biting stuff at the end there. Phillip Hogston gets a podium for their hard work, going from 13th to 3rd. Goran Portner takes 4th. Double up to 5th. Double going up from 12th to 5th. 6th position for the Destroyer, down 3 places from the grid. 7th was RPM Dragos, scoring some good points. Jarno got 8th, Goey in 9th, Ugler finishing in 10th, Skipper capping out the finishers in 11th position, but still scoring some valuable points. Long list of incidents there. But that does conclude our coverage from C4 at the Netherlands. As ever, I have been the Entity. Make sure you do follow us on YouTube and all the rest of the social medias at Racing League Hub. But we will see you next week at Great Britain.